Hey, it's your boy BrogiNaric, and I'm back again with a trailer reaction. Haven't done one of these in a while, but this is me reacting to James Gunn's announcement of the new DC Studios movie slate, Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. I've been waiting for him to drop this slate. He says he's dropping it in January. He waited to the last day of the month to drop it, and various articles, which I've already read, but this is like the official video statement. So I'm going to react to this. And later on in the day, I think around 6 or so, I'm going to do a live stream talking about everything in the article and all the hype and all the craziness, disappointments, and whatever else. I'm just going to be talking about it. But for now, I'm just going to be reacting to what the horse's mouth has to say. Jimmy Gunn's giving us his breakdown of DC Studios. So let's get into it right now.
Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn.
How you
I'm
doing,
the
James?
co-CEO of DC Studios.
Nice to see you.
So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time.
Yes,
One
decades.
of our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds outside of the mainstream DC.
That makes sense.
Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love, that resets the entire DC universe. And to move into Blue Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU, and then into
Marvelous, like Spider-Man
2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now.
Okay.
So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters.
All right.
Now, this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter.
Jesus Christ.
The first project is Creature Commandos.
Yep.
Creature
Called it in the
Commandos
video.
is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice,
and the friggin' robot soldier guy.
The next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story.
It's 2 good heavy hitters right there.
Out of this
Fuck with Watchmen. Haven't seen Peacemaker yet.
Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters
All-Star Superman
July
photo.
11th,
I'm fucking with it.
2025. Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple
Should
of
just call it Green Lantern.
John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective, with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters. We are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters.
That's
the
interesting.
Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is a story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run.
Yeah,
Damian
that's
Wayne
Dick
is
Grayson
my
right there,
favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line, and so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU.
Interesting.
Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold.
Obvious.
Gold
Also called this one, but this is the most obvious one. Booster Gold is obvious.
He's a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him.
Yeah.
It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series.
Basically A-Train from the Boys.
Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now,
dope.
Superman is a guy who was sent.
I've only heard good things about this comic, so yeah.
Whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about. A very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway,
that sounds
those
good.
are the stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique. It's something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true
I like to hear that.
I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you because it's really exciting for me. And I can't wait to start to dive into these stories with you guys on this grand adventure. Thank you so much.
Damn. Okay, I gotta say, I mean, reading it and then hearing it come out of James Gunn's mouth it got me even more excited hearing what he thinks about it. The Authority is still the weirdest one. I thought the Authority was going to be like an Elseworlds. Like, I don't know why the Authority is going to be attached to the main DCU proper. Like, they did that in the comics in the New 52 where they brought those characters over. And I don't know if it quite worked. Like I said, I never read any of the runs of the Authority, but I find it interesting that we're doing that. But we haven't announced the Justice League yet, so maybe we're slowly building towards that. And also the fact that he said this is chapter 1, but this is not this is just like part 1 of chapter 1 is interesting, but also kind of scary. But let's see how this goes. But I'm digging it so far. But you guys, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Once again, I'm gonna be doing a live stream, just fully getting deeper into my thoughts on all of these announcements. If you want to check that out, it should be on the channel. But thanks for watching and stay tuned for more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Peace.